Everything is a reflection of the work that you are doing within. So if you're not doing the inner work, your outer world is definitely not going to reflect what you want to see. It's the same way that I'm on top of the parking lot right now, right? When I was at the lower part of the parking lot, I saw a lot of vehicles, saw a lot of people. Now that I'm at the top, I see less. Now I'm able to focus on me instead of focusing on other people, what they think, what someone else is driving, what's going on in other people's lives. I wonder what they're thinking of me. Nah, I just worked out, just came from the gym. I'm focused on myself. I'm walking to the top of the parking lot so I can speak to the purpose-driven community about why going ghost is so important. And I'm showing to you that going ghost is something that you do each and every single day. It might not be for 3 months, it might not be for 6 months, but it can be for 30 minutes. It can be for an hour where you're locked in doing the things that you need to do to get your life from one point to another. So I could have still been down there. I could have been talking to people. I could have been looking around, but instead I'm elevating higher and I'm focusing on my purpose. I'm elevating higher and I'm focusing on my purpose. When I elevate higher, I hear less noise. Brothers, when we elevate higher, we hear less noise. We deal with less. We focus on the things that we could control. There's no distractions around. There's no distractions around. When you go ghost, there's no distractions around. Comment the word ghost. Comment the word ghost if you watched up to this point. There's no distractions around because you're focused on your purpose. So you don't have time for the distractions because you have to take your life to the next level. You don't have time for distractions because you have to show to yourself that you can finally lock in and focus on the things that's going to bring you back value. You don't have time for distractions, only action. Only action. But sometimes we have to elevate. You don't have time to hear about the gossip. You don't have time to hear about what's going on in other people's lives because for once you're focusing on your life. And all I'm saying is if you can focus on your life for 1 hour a day, if you just go ghost for 1 hour a day, it will change your whole entire life. Some of y'all need to go ghost for a couple months. You might be the type of person that's been helping people their whole life and you've been neglecting yourself. So the reason why this is the first step into manhood, into real manhood, is because men that go ghost understand this one simple truth. It's not about turning your back against the world and never ever having friends, but it's about finally befriending yourself. It's about finally building a relationship with yourself, seeing the things that you have to do, seeing the things that you have to fix, going within, going deeper, figuring out your life, fixing your mistakes, reading books, listening to podcasts, understanding how to be a better man. That's the importance of going ghost. That's the importance of going ghost. It's for you to be better because you don't believe that you're a finished product. So you're going to go ghost because you don't believe that you're perfect. You're going to go ghost because you understand the truth that once you start to fix yourself and once you start to work on yourself, that means that your cup is starting to pour. Your cup is starting to fill. And once your cup starts to fill up, then you can help other people. But a lot of us, we're trying to help people and we're depleted. We don't have anything to give. We don't have anything to give because we're not working on being the best versions of ourselves. We're focused on everybody else. We're focused on what everybody else is doing. How can you be a man and you're not actually worried about your own kingdom? You're not focused on your own purpose. You're not focused on the things that you need to do to be the best version of yourself. You need to take care of your financial health. You need to take care of your mental health. You need to take care of your spiritual health. You need to take care of your physical health. But you're telling me that, I don't want to go ghost because I don't want to look mean to my friends. Your friends will understand because you're working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, that means that you are going to become a better friend. You're going to come back with a better mindset, with more wisdom to give. Sometimes our friendships, they start to become stagnant. Nobody can really help anybody because nobody's doing the work. When I'm not talking to my friends for a certain period of time, I know that they're working their absolute best to be the best versions of themselves. So when we do talk, there's an update. There's an update that we have. Hey, what are you working on? Here's what I'm working on. There's an update. Okay? We have to go ghost sometimes because we have to update ourselves. Just like when a phone says, I'm updating, right? My phone just updated last night. I put my iPhone on charge and it said, update ready. My phone went ghost. I couldn't really use my phone while it was updating. My phone went ghost. Why do you think you don't have to go ghost in order to update, in order to get downloads from God? I went ghost 1 hour this morning. Nobody was able to reach me. My phone was off. My phone was on D&D. My wife, she was still sleeping, but if she wanted to join, she could join because that's my wife. But I was praying. I was just praying for an hour, more like 45 minutes to be more accurate, but about an hour I was praying. And I'm sitting on my prayer mat, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm thanking God for another day. And I just went ghost with God, and I was just praying. Sometimes we don't even have moments like that to go ghost. We don't have moments to ourselves. We don't have moments with God. That's a problem. That's a issue because you're not upgrading your spiritual health. And what you have to understand is that your spiritual health is first, and then secondary is what you see in this world. That's what manifests, quote unquote, right? The world is your spirit. Everything is a reflection of the work that you are doing within. So if you're not doing the inner work, your outer world is definitely not going to reflect what you want to see. So if you want your life to get better, you have to work on your purpose. You have to be purpose driven. You have to go ghost.